Our benighted cousins who voted Democrat for Congress in this election did so with very high hopes. They had hoped to check the Donald Trump agenda. They had hoped for a big raise in the minimum wage, for expansion of health care so that it covered all Americans and government medicine. They voted for a guaranteed annual wage for everybody, whether they work or not. They wanted largely open borders on immigration. Many of them wanted legalization of marijuana. A whole long list of agenda of progressive causes, that's in quote. And it's a refreshing list. It's about time the Democrats stopped just re-advancing proposals that were first made by FDR. And it's a new agenda, but it's one that they are not going to pass. And that will breed a huge frustration in the ranks of the Democratic Party, akin to that which gripped the Republican ranks in 2010. Remember when we overthrew the Democratic House majority and the Tea Party took control and we were all afire with the changes that would happen? And nothing happened because Obama was there to veto anything that passed, and the, at the time, Democratic-dominated Senate was there to stop any bill that passed the House. And that's the same situation we have now. The bills that pass the House will not get the time of day in the United States Senate. And just in case they do, Trump will be ready to veto them in any event. So that all the Democrats will be able to do is to make noise, something they're very, very good at. And particularly with subpoena power, they will make a lot of noise, all directed toward the impeachment of Donald Trump and apparently also the possible impeachment of Justice Kavanaugh. And they're going to have hearings, they're going to be subpoenaing evidence, they're going to be going to court, they'll be battling over each document and each testimony, and it'll ultimately lead, I believe, in this next 2-year period to an actual vote of impeachment. Not that they'll find the evidence, but that their momentum and the duty they owe to their own constituencies will impel them to do that. If these Democrats come home empty-handed with no legislative achievement and no impeachment of Donald Trump, their base is going to turn on them big time. And while most of these guys are in districts where they can be safely reelected against the Republicans, they are not safe from primary fights against dissident wings of their own party. And the party has developed some vast dissident wings. And they're scared to death of these primary fights. And that's going to move the Democrats to the left and move them forward on an impeachment agenda. In the meantime, Trump is not going anywhere. He's not going to be removed. The Senate will stand by him. He did nothing wrong. There's no evidence there of anything. It's going to be pure partisanship that will move the Democrats forward. And they will be shown up in the same way that the Republican Party was over Kenneth Starr, where the efforts to remove Clinton from office over the Lewinsky affair failed, and as a result of the overreaching by the Republicans, they did not gain seats in 1998, which was the 6th of the 8 years of the Clinton administration, where the Republicans would have been expected to pick up a hefty number of seats. The backlash against the Democrats is going to be huge and will split their ranks in half, and more than half perhaps. And to make it all the more damaging to the party, there'll be a vicious presidential primary going on top, with leaders of the various factions, the blacks, the women, the leftists, the centrists, the young voters will all be battling. And these factions will all have visible national leaders. And the inability of the Democratic House to move will be amplified by the attention paid to the presidential race. So the Democrats should watch what they wish for. This victory could be very costly to them.